This video is to help you get started expanding range of motion for hip internal rotation if this is one of your priorities. Always seek a professional first and get an assessment on your hip so you actually know that that's something you need to work on. If no one near you has the ability to help you with that, I'm going to show you an easy way to assess your hip today, and then if you need more range of motion, I'll teach you the formula that I use with me and also all the clients that I work with. So you'll need a yoga block and a couple boxes to sit on, or you can use a chair. This can be done in a gym, at the office, or even at home. You don't need much. As long as you can sit down, you're good to go. So squeeze the block between your thighs. Get nice and tall, shins are vertical. As you squeeze the block, the assessment is going to be active. So you're going to pick your foot up off of the ground about 1 inch to 2 inches. Keep the knee from rotating so it's not stealing motion, and also keep the pelvis and the spine from moving. So drive off your opposite leg, squeeze the yoga block. Nice and slowly, start to internally rotate your femur and see how far you can get your shin to go out. Where does it stop? That's where you're going to land and plant your foot. So my yoga block is on a different angle. I'm just going to adjust it to make it a little bit more comfortable. Breathing in for 4 and out for 8. Now that you've found your end range of motion. So that assessment is just to see how much rotation your hip has. Where you landed, that's your start position. This 1.5 to 2 minutes, you're only going to do 1 time, and it's passive. So let's go back to breathing nice and slow. In for 4 and out for 8. So let's say 2 minutes already went by, and like I said, you just have to do that 1 time. We're going to get into the work portion. We're going to talk about pails and rails, which is pushing and pulling. The first you're going to get started with is pails. So we're going to work on pushing downward and then inward with your shin, trying to externally rotate the hip. I want you to learn how to irradiate, so inhale, and then exhale and trap the air in the bottom of your belly. Create a contraction through the core and drive that outside leg down and really squeeze the block, keeping knees in front of the sockets. Grab onto the chair, or you could have 2 sticks out in front and drive them down into the ground to irradiate more tension. So that's how you're going to get started with your pail. The pail is going to be 20 to 30 seconds, so let's now get into that. So irradiate that tension, push down, block on the opposite side, squeeze the boxes or the chair, and drive downward and inward, trying to rotate that hip externally. Really drive and start to ramp it up a little bit more, and then a little bit more throughout that 20 to 30 seconds. Find your maximum contraction. Keep driving your foot in towards that yoga block. Keep squeezing the yoga block. Feel the stuff on the inside of the hip start to contract. That's the tension that we want. Drive through that opposite leg for 5. Really work on that push. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go into your rail. Pick that foot up about 1 inch to 2 inches again. And now keep your chest super tall. Inhale. Keep that end range. Exhale. Trap the air, radiate, and your rail is to now pull yourself into more range of motion. No pelvis and no spine movement at all. Keep that shin straight. Keep driving the shin out. Squeeze the yoga blocks. How far can you rotate internally by driving that shin away from your midline? For 5, this is 20 to 30 seconds of work. 4, ramp it up. Maintain it. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly keep that range and land back down on the floor. I'm going to adjust the yoga block again. It's there to help me just keep the knees right in front of those sockets. And now you've acquired a little more range than you started with. So you assessed what the hip allowed. You found your start position. Then you held that for 1.5 to 2 minutes, 1 time and 1 time only. Then you just went through your push for 20 to 30 seconds. Then you went into your pull, 20 to 30 seconds, and now you're in your rest period for another 20 to 30 seconds. So that's what I call one set. And now I want you to work on pails pushing, rails pulling, and resting 20 to 30 seconds each for another 2 sets. So you can work for 2 to 3 sets in terms of the pails and the rails. When you're done, always finish with the rest period. Don't just get up and go. And I'm going to make some more videos to teach you how to maintain the range of motion that you get when working on your pails and your rails. So I'll see you in the next video. Have fun.